Right, or you check. Okay, another audio check. I hope I'm audible. All right. Okay. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you may be in the world. Welcome to Aero League Racing Season 17 Tier 2, Round 5 around Lago Maggiore East. I hope I've said that in the correct order. It's been a while since I've done this. So we have 16 drivers with us around this 12 lap sprint and leading the way on pole position for, I'm just expecting everybody in the field to be on the soft tires. No, I don't expect anybody to be on the mediums for this race. So let's see how it goes. We have Polito on pole position. Uh, Behind him is CMP23 in the Ferrari. Otto Rattilion is my first time doing comps for Tier 2, so forgive me if I mess up some names here. Anonyma is in the Genesis, Astro in the other Ferrari in P5, Mortal Velos in the Ford is P6, Scotty, this would be the Lexus, this is P7, Higgsy is P8, and I expect, yeah, I think everybody's on the soft tires as expected. Taz in the Genesis is P9 of the soft as well. Prime Paul, who I believe has uploaded the replay, so thank you to Prime Paul for doing so. Tap is P11 in the Alpha. This would be a Mazda of Dens in P12. Chris is 13th in the McLaren. Gilles is 14th in the Alpha. The other Audi of Anton is 15th, and SAS Sailboat rounds off the grid in 16th place in the McLaren. So, that is the grid order settled. Let's go racing. One light, two lights, three lights, four lights, five lights ahead of the drivers. And it's lights out and they're off. It seems to be a good start for Polito. CMP seems to have got a slightly better launch, and I think, yep, indeed, they've got into the lead of the race. And let's have a look into turn one as we go. Are we going to see any contact? Are we going to see any moves being made? Indeed, it is Polito trying to regain that lost position, and CMP has to go onto the grass, but no, gets a better exit here and regains P1. So this is getting pretty feisty here. Battle for the lead. Further back, I hear some contact being made. I assume there's some chaos going on in the midfield here. But we have the drivers lined up, all good to go. We approach the long right-hander. Let's see if there's going to be any moves being made here, maybe by Otto, maybe by Astro. Astro goes a little bit onto the grass here. Anonyma will be looking to capitalize on that. We see Otto and Polito going very, very close, the BMW and the Audi. But no, I think Polito's going to hold position for now. CMP with a great start here. Astro still trying to chase after Otto Rattilion for their back. Let's have a look at the rest of the field. Mortal Velos has fallen back a few positions. I believe it's 2 places that is falling back. We go to the last corner here. Any moves being made? The Ford looks for a way down the inside, but no, cannot find it. Up ahead, Anonyma very close to Astro, and I believe Otto will be pretty keen to make a move on Polito into turn 1, maybe around the outside, braking a little bit later than the BMW driver, and I think that is the move made. Polito might go for the switchback, but I think Otto will have it covered up. Astro looking for a way past the 2 German cars. I think he will be able to go past one of them, and I think there you go. It's a nice series of corners by Astro in the Ferrari, who gets up into P3. Polito's lost 2 positions in the span of a few corners, and I think that is going to cause them to go for a bit of an overtake here, possibly on the Ferrari, and there you go. It's a reasonable move, and I think it's a move that will get them back into P3. And who is this? That's Anonyma joining the mix here in the Genesis, looking to get into the podium position. This twisty section we go. It's a very tricky section. There's bound to be some contact between drivers, and Astra and Anonymous are showing exactly that. Scotty is joining the mix here in the Lexus down on P6. Looking for a way past these two. Into the last corner we go. Are we going to see any audacious moves here? I don't expect them because it's a very tight section of track. The two Genesis cars are close together there. Anonymous and Taz. However, Taz is coming from a bit further back trying to make the move, and he will move on Scotty. Let's have a look up front. Anonymous and Astro battling away into turn 1 we go. Anonymous made the move on Astro. Up front, Polito's chasing after Otto. And CMP seems to be quite comfortable in the lead. Seems to be managing the race rather well. It's the battle for the midfield which is getting really feisty here. Really interesting to watch. For the back, I see Shields has maybe moved up a few positions. Drivers going a little bit wide there at the exit of that corner. I saw McLaren, I think it was. Indeed, I think it was Chris who went a little bit too wide there into that corner. Let's have a look up front. This is where all the action is unfolding effectively. Taz chasing after Astro as we go into the last sector of the racetrack. Positions P2 to P6 are very close together on track, and they're all very evenly matched as well. It's really anybody's game at this point. CMP seems to be rather in control, so there's no doubt about that. Into the last corner we go. Any moves being made here? I don't think so. However, Polito gets a better exit compared to Otto out of the last corner, and I think this may be if decided to move on to the first corner. Let's have a look if they're going to be able to make it stick. Polito trying to go around the outside possibly, braking late. Will the grip be there? There's a bit of contact that will offset Polito's momentum and may allow Anonymous a chance to get into P3, possibly then chase after P2 as well. But I think they will all hold position for now. Astro, I think, is just trying to bide their time, waiting for the right moment to pounce on these three. Because you can see that ahead of him that there are three drivers so closely matched together in pace. It's just a matter of patience and waiting it out, waiting for the right moment to strike. Otto gets a good exit here. Polito goes very deep into the corner, goes slightly off circuit. Astro looking to find a way past, makes some contact with Anonymous and Astro, Anonymous and Polito, sorry. However, Astro is now up into P4. Polito now falls back to P5. And the Ferrari takes to the grass slightly, however still keeps it on track and maintains position. The field seems to be rather closely matched in terms of pace. Astro chasing after Anonymous now. So there is just two cars between the two Ferraris. Let's see if Astro can make it a Ferrari 1-2. That's something I've not really had a chance to say. Rather, F1 fans have not had a chance to say this season as of now. So let's see if they can do so in GT7. With the first few corners we go, Astro seems to have got a better run out of the second corner. Chasing after Anonymous, the Genesis seems to be struggling a little bit with cornering the Anonymous. And all three of them go way off the circuit there. Polito, I'm not sure would be going as much on the circuit there, but I think it's a good opportunity for Astro to make a move. Anonymous seems to be struggling a little bit with the turn-in. Otto is lagging a little bit, maybe it's the quality of the replay, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, they all carry on as they are. And let's see if anybody goes onto the grass. Indeed, the second and third place drivers do go onto the grass here. And welcome Anonymous to the chat. Indeed, I've noticed this in Tier 5 as well previously, that the Genesis is quite responsive in the corners and can cause a whole lot of understeer when you least expect it to. And that would be pretty annoying. You're doing a very good drive there to hang on to P3. Polito went a bit deep into the last corner there as we saw. Taz now is going to be eager to get past, however I'm pretty sure that the same unfortunate circumstances are going to befall him as well. The Genesis not being the best in the corners at some point. However, it is a pretty good car in a straight line. Start sector 2, I believe this is. Let's see, once again you can see that the Genesis is just not giving Anonymous the grip that it needs. And this may just prove to be perfect for Astro. Despite these struggles, however, Anonymous does have the fastest lap, so that I think shows that there is definitely pace to extract from that Genesis there within Anonymous. Let's see into the last section of corners we go, this twisty section. Astro looking to make a move. Anonymous has been struggling a little bit, however this time around I think it's all under control. To approach the final corner, any moves being made here, possibly between Taz and Polito. Let's have a look. If Taz will attempt to move down the inside, around the outside, let's see how brave is he going to be. Okay, that's Scotty getting very close. Taz and Polito getting very, very close. However, they all maintain position for now. However, I don't expect it to stay that way. As we start lap 7, half race distance has been completed, and we are now approaching the final half of this race. Taz trying to make an aggressive move on Polito, and that is Polito trying to attempt to switch back and making it so. Well done. However, he's gone a bit too deep into that corner. There's a little bit of contact there. Polito's been forced onto the grass slightly, and there you go. Scotty's got past the BMW as well. Now Taz is struggling with the battling with the Genesis. Polito trying to find a way back past into P5. The P6, my apologies. Scotty still hangs on in the Lexus. The Genesis does not seem to be having a very, very good time here. Let's have a look up front though. As you can see, the other Genesis also being hounded by the car right behind them. And who is that? That's Otto. Has made a pretty serious mistake there. He's lost 2 positions. Let's have a look what's happened here. I'm going to do a quick rewind here. Oh, that's just clipping the grass at the wrong point. Is there damage? Indeed, there is damage for the Audi driver, and Anonymous moves up into P2, Astro into P3. However, I don't think that's going to be the case for long. Astro is just on it right now, seems to be at one with the car. Into the last corner we go. Let's have a look. Anonymous versus Astro. I think Anonymous will have him covered off for now. Let's see. Into turn 1, lap 8. Are we going to see a move being made by the Ferrari driver on the Genesis driver? Otto still has the damage. Will be struggling for the first couple of corners here. I think there's going to be a serious lack of downforce, which is going to cause them to lose a bit of time. Polito got back past Scotty, further behind, and these are quite nice liveries, I must say, compared to what I've also seen. So well done, ALR never disappoints with its livery selections. Very well done. Anonymous and Astro really battling it out here. This is some great racing action here. Are we going to see a move being made by the Ferrari driver? Anonymous will hang on for the time being. Although I think Astro's got the better exit here, and indeed, I think that is the case. Astro is up into P2, but Anonymous still there. Into the left hand we go. There's a bit of contact. I think Anonymous will have to cede the position for now. The Ferrari just seems to be right now. The 2 Ferraris have been very, very strong. Astro has moved up the field, and there you go. The Ferrari up into P2. However, Anonymous still there, looking to make a move. To bounce, and indeed into the last corner we go. That's Anonymous trying to make a move on Astro. Again we see some little bit of contact there. All respectful racing, it's good to see. Otto trying to regain the position that he's lost a few moments ago. Anonymous will be first on the chopping board was the right analogy here. But I think that will be Otto looking for some vengeance here after having made that slight mistake there. Look to regain this position on the rostrum, and to the right hander we go, which leads on to this small back straight. The 2 Ferraris seem to be pretty comfortable here. Anonymous takes to the grass there, but does not lose too much time. Taz and Polito battling once again. This is also a pretty feisty battle. Up front, you can see this is really the battle that I'm focusing on throughout the race. Is the battle for P3. Well, for the podium positions rather. CMP has just run away with the lead of the race. And yep, I see 5-6 constructors maybe in the top 6. That's already a pretty good thing. The Ferraris are 1 and 2. However, we have the Genesis as well, 2 Genesis cars. So there's a good mix of cars. As you rightly said, the PlayStation racer. As we went to the last corner there, who is that? That is Otto, who's made another mistake there. It is the other half of the car that's been damaged at this point for the Audi driver, and maybe the Audi not enjoying the soft tires. Maybe Otto's not enjoying the layout possibly. and somehow he's still managing to hold on to P4. So I think that will be some consolation despite having made that mistake there. It's lap 10 of 12. We have 3 laps to go. Daz is in P5, managing to hang on ahead of Polito, who seems to be very feisty but just can't seem to find a way past. And I think he's taking extreme measures there. Shields has moved up 2 places. I believe Sailboat has moved up from the back of the grid up to P8. That must be commended there, if that is the case. I hope I'm remembering that correctly. Polito, as you can see that there's a lot of pace here in the BMW, but he's just not able to find a way past the Genesis driver as of now. Lap 10. Let's have a look. Anonymous. The car becomes quite the death trap. I remember the Gear 5 race as well. The Genesis. Oh, we're talking about the Audi. I think that is quite visible here. That Otto has been struggling a lot in these twisty section of track and the last corner as well, as we saw in the last lap. This lap 11, this is going to be the penultimate lap of the race. CMP has just disappeared. What a drive by CMP in this sprint race. Anonymous still managing to hang on to the back of the Ferrari there, although Astro just seems to have the measure of the Genesis as of now. Otto seems to close, but I don't think there's enough confidence in these tires right now for the Audi driver. There's been a few offs here, and I think we just want to bring the car home in P4, bring some good points in the bag. Let's see, Polito still takes the grass there. I think that's been the case every single lap. He's trying to maximize all they can from the BMW there, and oh, that's Gilles getting a bit too close there to the back of the BMW, the Alfa Romeo driver. I think you can see that Polito's used up a lot of his tires trying to get past Taz and has been unsuccessful in doing so. I think Gilles will have a good chance at the exit of this section. The Alfa is a reasonably well-rounded car, and I think Polito's just got a better exit there. I don't think we're going to see any moves being made on this occasion. Further back towards this, I see some battles going on here. The two Lamborghini, no, not the Lamborghini, sorry, one Lamborghini, Mazda, my apologies, I'm used to seeing the Lamborghini a lot, Tier 5. We start the last lap. Are we going to see moves made here to turn 1? Possibly Gilles trying to get past the BMW driver. Last lap of the race. Let's see, Gilles tries to break a bit late. Polito will have him covered off. Turn 2 we go. And I think that is going to be the way it is. However, we've seen Sailboat getting a little bit out of shape there, but keeps the car under control. Small fishtail. Let's see what Polito does this time around. Gonna take to the grass. Nope, keeps it on track this time. I think that you can see the state of his front left there. Polito is just, I will be struggling with the front end turn in right now. Anonymous coming under threat from Otto. The Audi driver will want to get back onto the podium if it's possible. However, I think Anonymous has him covered off. Otto will try to get the measure of the Genesis driver through the corner. However, I think Anonymous has him covered off. Into the last corner we go. This is going to be a close battle here. It's the battle for the final podium position. Are we going to see Anonymous take a defensive line and cover the inside? Indeed we do. Will Otto try to make the move around the outside? Will he be able to succeed in doing so? I think Anonymous made a mistake. That is CMP weaving across the line. What a fantastic victory, but this is what we're focusing on here. Otto versus Anonymous. Anonymous will hang on to the podium. That's a photo finish. That's a fantastic photo finish there. Polito was not able to attack Taz by the end of the race. Gilles was not able to get past Polito either. Sailboat finishes P8, Scotty is 9th, Jens is 10th, and this midfield battle is something that I wasn't really able to focus on. The battle for the podium positions was just so interesting to watch. Chris finishes 13th, Iggy the wall, still finishes 14th. Veloz is 15th, and Tap will be the last driver across the line in 16th. With that, we conclude the sprint race, and now we move on to the feature race. So I see a couple drivers in the chat here, so welcome everyone. Always a pleasure to have you with us. And yeah, Tier 2 seems to be very hectic compared to what I've seen otherwise. It's a bit of a new experience for me as well to focus on such close racing here. Well, let's see how it goes. I'm going to quickly start the replay so I didn't get a chance to accidentally glance over the results there. Alright, so there you go. As Dens finished P10 in the race, they're going to be P1. Well, absolutely, a PlayStation racer will be happy to welcome you at any time. I don't really believe I've got your name here. I don't see anybody named PlayStation racer, so I would be keen to know. Do let me know who you are, so I would be able to figure out that as well. But nonetheless, Dens is P1 in the Mazda, not the Lamborghini. I've made that mistake twice already, I believe. Scotty is P2 on the softs. Alright, so we have differing strategies for the top two. Sailboat on the mediums, so is Gilles, so is Polito, so is Taz, so is Otto, so is Anonymous, so is Astro, so is CMP. So P3 down to P10 are all on the mediums. Are we going to see somebody outside the top 10 take a bit of a gamble, maybe in the hards, maybe in the softs? Let's have a look. Rankon is also on the mediums, so is Chris, so is Higgsy, so is Mortal, and so is Tap. So only Scotty in the Lexus is the driver opting to go onto the soft tires for the race start. Everybody else, the other 14 drivers, have all opted for medium tire. Let's see, is it going to pay off for Scotty by the end of this race? Only time will tell. I shall take a brief moment here. Just going to pause the stream. Alright, apologies, just wanted to have a bit of water there. So there you go, we have a 31 lap race ahead of us. We'll not delay it any further, let's go racing. We are going to have a rolling start as we do for the feature race. Dens will lead the way. It's going to be I'm very eager to see what Scotty can do on these soft tires, and there you go. The lights are out and they go racing. Scotty has got a slightly better run. Let's see through the first few corners if the Lexus will be able to immediately go into the lead or if Dens can cover him off. Further back I see is that Polito trying to make a move on Taz. Once again, those two are close to one another on circuit. I think it's actually Taz who's made the move on Polito, and there you go. Scotty also making the move on Dens, and there's going to be some side-by-side action as we go towards this tight right-hander. This is a very tricky section of track, and it's very easy to make mistakes here. Scotty tries to hang it around the outside, and on those soft tires it's going to be difficult because the track narrows very quickly. But Scotty still tries to hang on, and I think he will do so successfully. Scotty takes the lead of the race from Dens, who now falls to P2. The rest of the field is very closely packed together, as you can see here. Polito and Taz, my apologies, very, very close to one another. Once again, this is a battle that carries on from the sprint into the feature. That's Taz, who's been slightly forced onto the grass there. I think, luck for him, no other problems there. I saw Otto almost run into the side of the Genesis there. Astro is very eager to make a move. CMP and Astro will be very eager to see what these two can do. The Ferraris were very, very quick in the sprint. Sailboat now up into P2. I've missed that. I think we made a move in the last corner. So Sailboat now up into P2. Dens has fallen from P1 to P3 and it's got a little bit out of shape there. Shield will try to make way past. Let's have a look if we can do so. There's a slight bit of contact, but everybody still pointing the right way, and Dens just seems to have lost their rhythm a little bit here. Shield trying to go for a move down the inside into this right-hander. Dens trying to go for the switchback here, but I think Shield will cover it off, and there you go. The Alpha driver gets up into P3. Dens falls to P4. It's now Polito. Okay, Polito has got past Taz. Astro now trying to find a way past the Genesis driver. The two Ferraris are line astern in 7th and 8th right now. They've started 9th and 10th, so they will be trying to slowly but steadily make their way up the order. Let's see if the first of them can get past the Genesis around the outside. Okay, there's a bit of contact there. Taz is being hounded by the... Is it the Maranello team still? Even for the GT cars. Nonetheless, I'm going to call them the Maranello team here. Astron seem to be trying to get past Taz, but who is this? This is Otto trying to get past the pair of them. There's some contact there. Taz onto the grass, and Astro goes off circuit as well. That was, I think, just untimely bit of contact there for the pair of them. They lose 2 positions. Taz has fallen to 8th, Astro to 9th, and now CMP is up into 6th. Otto once again, you can see, not enjoying that. I think there's a bit of understeer trouble for Otto there. Denz chasing after Gilles. You can see here Denz is not able to get past Gilles here, despite Gilles saw him have a bit of a moment there earlier on. And Polito will be very eager to get past the Mazda driver. We're going to the final sector of the racetrack. We have a hairpin right-handed to go. Let's see if Polito can make a move on the Mazda as we brake for the last corner. Polito trying to go for the better exit here. That's sailboat with a bit of grass action there. I don't know what exactly you can call it. But up front, Scotty is making the most of these soft tires. I expect it to be a softs to hards maybe for Scotty. Maybe it's going to be a 2-stop. Let's see. You have to use 2 compounds in this race. And what's going on here between Otto and Astro? It's very, very close racing. I'm assuming there's a bit of contact involved there as well. But Astro is hounding the back of the Audi there. And let's see if this time around as well Otto goes off circuit. I think the Audi does not enjoy this particular corner because the ideal line I think is there. Mortal Weller, a bit of a quiet race in P10. Anonymous in 11. Let's see if they can move the order in due course of time. Through this twisty section we go. Polito is very close. So, okay, Polito did get past Denz there. I believe I missed that. So let's have a look at this. Polito was chasing after Denz. I think I was focusing on the battle with the Ferraris here, and Polito found a gap down the inside and went for it. A nice move by the BMW driver to get up into P4. Denz, I think he's just not enjoying the medium tires possibly. The Mazda and the mediums may not be gelling very well as of now. Early stages in the race. Let's see if Denz can change that dynamic as we go deeper into the race. So, car strategy is going to be very, very key here. Do you opt for a 1-stop, a 2-stop? Let's see, do you opt to run the soft tires at any time during the race? So Scotty already has opted for this, so Scotty is quite comfortably leading right now, however is on the soft tires, so that will be something to look out for. Gilles does not seem to be doing it very much, seems to be struggling a little bit here, coming under threat from Polito. Polito looking to get to the podium positions here, he's shown great pace. I think that's going to continue on for the feature as well, trying to find a way down the inside. There's a little bit of contact there between the Alpha and the BMW, however I think they still hold position as they were. And this is Denz trying to regain some time here. These two ahead of him are battling. That's going to give him something to look out for. There's going to be a bit of some encouragement that Denz would need right now. He's losing quite a bit of time right now. Polito moves up into P3, Gilles falls to P4, and CMP, who was so strong in the sprint, is trying to find a way past the Mazda here through this twisty section we go. Are we going to see the Ferrari driver go for a move into the last corner? I think we may just. So, everybody is within track limits here from the tarmac. Let's see if the Ferrari will go for an aggressive move down the inside. I expect to see some moves being made, and indeed the Ferrari driver does go for a move down the inside and gets past the Mazda driver. So Denz has been struggling since the get-go, and yeah, unfortunate has fallen to P6. 5 positions lost in 6 laps for Dens. That's not the way you want your feature race to go. However, they can make up for it with the help of strategy. So let's see what strategy these guys opt to go for. Up front, we'll look at the state of Scotty's tyres. He's got a bit of a gap to Sailboat in P2. However, he's used up a lot of his tyres. I think Scotty may be going for I think it could be a 2-stop here. Soft, medium, medium. I think that's the most logical course of action here for the race leader. Then in P6 now coming under pressure from Otto, who's in P7, the medium short Audi driver. Let's see what Otto can do. This, if you remember the sprint, he did make a mistake here, the Audi driver. So I expect him to be a little more cautious through that section, just to avoid making any mistakes. The Audi just, I think as Anonymous said, it seems to be struggling a little bit at low grip. There's the Audi, gives you a lot of understeer. We start lap 7 of this race, and Astro is chasing after the Audi. Are we going to see any moves being made here? Potentially the Ferrari and Audi swapping positions. I think something of the sort could happen here. Astro is very eager to find a way past the Audi into this right-hander we go. Are we going to see a move being made? Otto goes a little bit wider there, but I think he'll still maintain position. However, Astro is a little bit closer right now. I think as a result, this could be grounds to make a move. Somebody who is making a move is CMP, who made the move on Gilles. Very well done. Polito went slightly onto the grass there. I think he's trying to find a way past Sailboat and wasn't able to do so on that occasion. But good move by CMP here. CMP showing some fantastic pace across the sprint and the feature. And he's already up into P4, not too far away from the other medium runners. And I believe Scotty will be pitting on this lap. You can see here he's struggling a little bit with turn-in. And there you go, the Lexus driver comes into the pit lane. Let's see what tires he opts for. Sailboat will inherit the lead of the race. CMP will be hoping for the two ahead of him to engage in battle one more so that he can gain a bit of time on them. And let's have a look. Lap 8. Polito chasing after Sailboat for the lead of the race. I will be switching over to have a look. Oh, somebody's had a bit of a spin there in the background, right into the field. That's Prime Paul. That's Polito's teammate, I believe. So that's an unfortunate way for the race to go. Sailboat still leads the way from Polito, who is pretty feisty. Seems to have good pace. CMP slowly and steadily gaining some time on Polito and Sailboat. Let's see. The next 2 laps or so, I think that we should be within striking distance of the McLaren driver. Further back, I will have it. So Scotty has opted to go onto the medium tires. So softs to mediums. I think that is ground for a 2-stop strategy for the Lexus driver. Let's see. Anonyma is P11 right now. Is not been able to move up the order, I think, in the way that he would have wanted to. Anonyma struggling a little bit possibly on these medium tires. Let's have a look. Otto has a 2-second penalty. I'm assuming that's for a corner cut. And there you go. The mandatory deceleration will lose him a lot of time, and I believe Taz will breeze past. Veloz might not be able to do so. However, yeah, I think Otto will have him covered off. So Veloz was not able to get past. Otto loses a position, goes from P7 to P8. CMP is getting eager, I think, to make a move on the BMW and the McLaren. Polito had a little snap there at the rear end. That's not what you want. And CMP trying to go for the move, sends it down the inside at this tight right-hander, and just such fantastic racing between these guys. Such close racing. CMP moves up. Polito will not be very happy having lost the position there. There you go, the Ferrari driver showing some great pace. Now sets after SAS Sailboat in the McLaren, who has taken to the grass slightly. The last corner we go. Are we going to see any moves being made further back? Astro seems to be very feisty, looking to get past Denz. Not wrong, the other Ferrari also made a pretty aggressive move into the last corner here, and the other Ferrari follows suit. Astro and Sailboat loved making a move at the last corner, it seems, on his competitors, and there you go. Astro up into P5, Denz falls to P6, and now CMP sets after Sailboat. So Sailboat taking a very different line compared to CMP through the first few corners. However, they both, I think, have maintained the delta at the same reasonable level. Let's see if CMP can try to get past, will be able to get past Sailboat on this lap, possibly at the end of the lap at the final right-hander hairpin. Polito, I think, is trying to buy this time. Maybe consider some strategic intervention here in order to get past these two. Gilles is having a bit of a quiet race here. He has good pace to hang on to the top 3. Let's see if we can break into the top 3 once again. Polito's tires are a lot more worn as compared to those around him, especially his front left here, as you can see. So the BMW driver having a bit much tire wear right now. We start lap 11. Once Sailboat crosses the line, I expect to see some strategic moves being made around lap 13, 14 possibly. Drivers going on to the hard tires. Somebody we do need to look out for is Scotty, who is presently, I believe, still in P14. I don't think we're going to focus on that for now. We're going to focus on CMP and Sailboat. Sailboat is managing to hang on, but CMP just seems to have so much more pace in the Ferrari right now. Let's see if CMP will be able to make a move. Sailboat is a little bit wider into that corner there, and that's going to give CMP a good run. Are we going to see a move being made here? Possibly down the inside for the Ferrari driver. I think that is going to be the case. CMP sends it down the inside. Sailboat tries to go for the switchback, but CMP covers it off very nicely. And that's a great move by the Ferrari driver to get into P1. And there you go. CMP led all of the sprint and now is leading the feature as well. There you go. A Ferrari in P1 and a Ferrari in P5. So Gilles and Astro very, very close together. Now on track, are we going to see Astro go for another move down the inside of the last corner? Not on this occasion. Astro hangs back for now. Gilles trying to, I think, just defend against Astro for now. The 3 ahead of him are a little too quick right now. They're too far ahead, I apologize. And Gilles, I think, just would be wanting to hold back Astro for the time being. Denz is having a quiet race, so is Otto. Taz and Otto are a little bit close to one another though, so let's see if that amounts to anything. Veloz in P9, now chasing after Taz, the tires are in relatively similar condition. I don't expect any different. It's lap 12 of 31. We could see some strategic moves being made on this lap. Somebody wants to go for an undercut. I think Polito might box this lap, possibly, because I'm sure the hards can go the distance. What would it be at this point? 17 laps? Once we cross the line, I think it will be 17 laps. Sailboat goes off circuit there, takes to the grass. That's going to lose him some time, and that's going to give Polito a good reason to attempt to move possibly around the outside. Indeed, it's going to be around the outside. I think that's going to be a switchback for the BMW driver. The McLaren still hangs on, has a little fishtail there, but still carries on. But Polito is going to box, going for the undercut. Tires are in worse nick than those around him, and I think that's a good, smart call by Polito. The others will battle it out while Polito can enjoy a bit of free air. Denz is not really this battle right now. Astro and Gilles still battling away. Astro is pretty close, very, very close to the rear end of his fellow Italian manufacturer. And trying to make a move around the outside. That's a great move if he can make it stick, and he can. Great move by Astro there to get past the Alfa Romeo of Gilles. Well done. That's a fantastic move there. The Ferraris just seem to be in form around here. It's amazing to watch. Great racing. Sailboat I think he just fallen back a little bit from CMP. Doesn't have the pace to keep up with the British Ferrari driver. Astro is the other British Ferrari driver trying to get past the McLaren. Let's see if there's a move incoming at the final corner. I think Astro is a little bit too far back to make it stick. And we go into the last corner. Are we going to see anybody come into the box on this lap? Astro has so much more grip than Sailboat at this point in time. Are we going to see? Yep. No, Sailboat I think tried to sell the dummy to Astro, but Astro didn't buy it. Astro now trying to find a way past, possibly around the outside, late braking. I think Sailboat hasn't covered off, or does he? Astro finds a way around the outside. I think that's going to be P2 secure for the Ferrari driver. That's a very neat move by the Ferrari driver into P2 and making it a 1-2 for the Maranello team. Sailboat has fallen back. I think Sailboat can consider boxing on this lap, possibly for the hard tires. Let's have a look further back in a moment at what Scotty and Polito are doing. Polito's gone on to the mediums again. Okay, he was on the mediums, he's on to another set of mediums. Where is Scotty? Scotty is P9 as of now. Scotty has already pitted. He's made his mandatory pit stop, but I think I'm sure he'll have to pit again, possibly for a set of softs by the end of the race. Let's see. So I think even Polito is going for a 2-stop, medium soft rather. Sailboat close to Astro, but I don't think it's close enough to retake the position that he's lost a few corners ago. Will CMP box? Nope, CMP will carry on. He has good pace. I don't think he needs to worry about strategy right now. I think Sailboat or Shield could consider boxing for the hard tires, although I don't think the drivers want to go for the hard tires. That's the case here tonight. So I think that's why they're all staying out. In terms of strategy, I think nobody wants to go into the hardest compound here. That's going to be a race killer effectively, I think, for the drivers. Otto is driving a bit of a lonely race. Taz is not driving a lonely race. Mortal Veloz is right behind him in the Ford GT. And let's see, taking a bit of grass there is the Dutch Ford driver. And as we go this short back straight, are we going to see any moves being made possibly up front? Gilles and Sailboat. Sailboat seems to be struggling a little bit here and losing quite a bit of time. Maybe Sailboat could consider boxing at this point. Going long into the race, well, let's see, I think anything's possible here. In terms of strategy, up front CMP is in control of the race. Astro is also showing some pretty good pace here. Sailboat goes a little bit wider. Gilles takes a shorter run the line. Neither of them are going to box. Neither is Den. Otto also is going to stay out. Nobody is choosing to box here. I think they all want to go for the soft tires, medium to softs. So that's going to be a little difficult, I think, to get to the... Not difficult, rather, it's going to be challenging for them to maintain pace here, especially with differing tire wear levels for every driver. So I think the Ferraris are pretty evenly matched in terms of tire wear. Sailboat's rear tires are in better nick than the Ferraris, but he's still falling back. I think Gilles may be attempting to go for a move here down the inside on Sailboat. Let's see if he can make it stick. Sailboat goes a little bit off circuit there once again, has a small snap of the rear end, little fish tail, but not keep it under control. Sailboat is losing a lot of time here. He's managing to hang on to P3, but he's losing a lot of time here. Dens is caught up to the back of the Alpha and the McLaren. Let's see if we can see anybody into the box here. CMP might just carry on. CMP does carry on. Astro will, I think, do the same. What about these three? Okay, nobody's boxing. I think I'm with the preconceived notion that people are going to box around lap 15-16. So I don't think anybody here is opting for the hard tires whatsoever. Sailboat takes to the grass there. Gilles, I think, had to take some evasive action in order to avoid running to the side of the McLaren, and I think around the outside Gilles will make the move stick. It's some great side-by-side action for these two. And as we go through the right-hander, Sailboat is on the outside line. We'll have the slightly better exit there. But it's great to watch some fantastic side-by-side racing. Who's going to come out on top though? I think Gilles has the inside line, will control the momentum of these two cars, and Gilles now takes P3. Sailboat stars are running out of life. I think Sailboat will. Okay, that's a little bit of a snap there for the McLaren driver. Gilles is going to be able to hang on. Sailboat is struggling quite a bit right now. Tries to go for a move on the outside. Gilles covers the inside, and there you go. Okay, so I see that's Astro into the pit lane. I'm assuming that's going to be for a set of softs. Will the softs go 12 laps for Astro? I think we're going to find out in a moment. We'll have a look at strategy in a moment from now. We'll see Sailboat and Gilles have carried on. Most drivers have carried on for another lap. Scotty, who boxed really early, is now up into P6. Mind you, everybody ahead of Scotty still has to make their pit stop. So it's not over yet. It will still be a potential win here on the cards for Scotty, depending on how the strategy goes. And let's have a look. Okay, this is Mortal Veloz and Taz battling away. Veloz trying to get past the Genesis. I don't think he's been able to do so. They've been battling away for the past few laps, Genesis and Ford GT. And there you go, Taz's tires are in really bad condition. I think Taz is going to box this lap. Veloz tries to make a move around the outside. Nope, can't break late enough. Taz retakes P7. However, I think the field is going to get shuffled up. I expect people to box right now. So let's have a look. CMP still carries on for another lap. I think he just wants to go onto the soft tires here. Gilles will also carry on. So will Sailboat, so will Denz. Otto has caught up to the back of the master driver, but look at the state of his rear left tire especially. This is getting towards puncture territory. It's not puncture territory yet. So it'll be interesting to see what strategies these guys choose. Where is Astros? Astros 14 and on the hard tires. Okay. I think that's the strategy here. Let's see what Astro can do. Done P14. Those around him do have to box. Gilles hangs on, still hanging on to P2. Denz's tires are in pretty good condition compared to the two in front of him. Otto, I'm sure, will be boxing this lap. Lap 19 of 31. Let's see if CMP decides to box as well. CMP is running out of fuel, so I think it's the logical course of action right now to come into the pits for the Ferrari driver. Let's have a look. CMP chooses to carry on for one more lap. Gilles might also do so. Sailboat has gone very, very wide there, opening the door for Denz to make the move, and I think Denz will be able to make it stick. A nice move by the master driver. Auto pits, so he's getting rid of those mediums, possibly going on to the softs. Not sure if the softs will go 12 laps, including this one, including the out lap, I should say. Sailboat hangs on to. Sailboat has lost a lot of time relative to those around him. Scotty is now in the mix here. Scotty could possibly also box in these guys around him too. Denz tries to go down the inside on the McLaren driver and he's made the move stick. Sailboat has just got no tires to help him out anymore. Sailboat, and yeah, Denz will cover him up pretty easily there. Sailboat just doesn't have the grip right now. What about CMP? I think lap 20 is when these guys were targeting to box, and I think CMP has done exactly that. It's almost puncture territory. That is great race management by CMP. That is the case. And there you go. The Ferrari driver comes into the box, and I think it's going to be soft tires for the Ferrari driver. Gilles also into the pit lane. So is Denz. So it's sailboat. Scotty will carry on as we expected him to. He used up a lot more of his tires. I think in order to make sure that he has the best possible chance by the end of this race, only has to change his. No, he'll have to refuel as well, Scotty. Pulito in P2 will come under pressure from the likes of CMP and Co. by the end of the race. Chris also stays out for another lap. Higgsy does the same. So Higgsy and Pulito are boxed around the same lap. Scotty is boxed as we saw around lap, I think it was lap 7. So let's have a look. CMP emerges in P5, still ahead of Astro. But crucially, notice here, Astro is on the hards. Those around them are on the softs, my apologies. All those around them are on the softs. Auto pitted a lap earlier and will have slightly warmer tires right now. And good to get past the Mazda. Let's see if we can do so. Auto gets a good exit out of that corner. Approaching this tight right-hander. Let's see if the Austrian driver will make a move on the British driver. I think on this occasion they're going to hold position. Astro, I think, will be a bit upset with how the strategy has panned out. Maybe could have boxed a little bit earlier if he was planning to go into the hards. I think it's been a unplanned pit stop for Astro there to go into the hards. I think he wanted to do something similar to his teammate here and go into the softs around lap 20. That's not been the case. Chris pits from P3. Pulito will obviously, I think Pulito will have to pit. Everybody around again. So it's going to be very interesting. Scotty is comfortably ahead right now of Astro, but obviously Scotty has to pit. This could still be anybody's game here. I'm sure whenever Scotty does pit, he's going to go onto the soft tires. Let's see, I think maybe this lap would be the lap for Scotty to make the pit stop. Pulito going on slightly off circuit there, and I think Pulito will also be considering boxing in a few laps time. Higgsy in P3. CMP is in a very good position here. So despite being on slightly older softs compared to whenever Scotty is going to box, I think CMP just has the pace here. Just one with the car and the circuit right now. He's been showing some great pace here. And let's see if Scotty decides to pit. Not on this occasion, maybe the next lap Scotty will be coming into the pit lane to take on a set of soft tires. Pulito, I'm sure these two will have to box again, Higgsy and Pulito, because they don't have enough fuel to get to the end of the race. CMP has already caught up the back of Higgsy. Astro is losing time hand over fist. He's on the hards, goes around him on the softs. Denz could still be targeting a podium here, I think, possibly a P3. Let's see if that's going to be the case. Auto is not too far back either, so it's still anybody's game here. I think Denz is very eager to pounce on Astro's P5. Are we going to see a move being made here by the Mazda driver? Let's have a look to his right hand. There we go. Astro struggling for grip as we would logically expect him to. And into this narrowing right hand, there we go. Then trying to get past. I don't think there's a whole lot that Astro can do on those hard tires, and there you go, the Mazda gets past. However, it does go for the switchback here, Astro. But I think Denz will have the inside line and will send it down the inside to avoid Astro getting a advantage here. And there you go, offsets Astro's momentum a little bit, does Denz. But Astro manages to hang on. That is great racing by these two. And that has opened up the door for Auto to make a move on Denz. Up front, I see Scotty has come into the pits, lap 23 of 31. So I will be very eager to see where he comes out in regards to CMP. Astro showing some great pace on these hard tires, despite being at a bit of a disadvantage here. Scotty has fallen down the order massively. I think it's going to be a matter of what he can do. Let's see where he's come out. So he's come out behind. Oh, he's come out behind quite a few drivers. He'll have to get past 5 drivers before he gets to CMP. Higgsy and Pulito will also be boxing. I think on this lap they are running out of fuel very quickly. But look at this 5-car battle, 5 different constructors. And Scotty will be joining that battle very soon. Astro and Denz battling away. This time around, I think Denz will cover off the switchback attempt from Astro in a better manner, and there you go. He does so, and Astro falls to P5. Not a whole lot that he can do right now, Astro. He can push his tires a lot more, he can take a lot more out of his tires, because even the hards, they will have a lot more resilience, but there you go, they don't offer the grip that these soft tires do. Otto gets a great drive out of that twisty section and trying to go around the outside, but Gilles goes down the inside of two cars. If he can make it stick, that's going to be a great move there, and he does so. What a great move by the Alfa Romeo driver to get into P5. Sailboat will be looking to sail past the Ferrari here of Astro. I don't think they exactly know what strategy Astro's gone for here. Sailboat trying to sail past. I don't think it's smooth sailing right now. There's a... Oh, that's a proper mistake there for Otto in a bid to push and get past Astro. He's made a mistake and gone onto the grass there, losing a few positions in the process. And now Scotty is up into P6. So I think the problem here for Scotty is that even though he has the freshest tires of the lot, CMP is just too far ahead. I don't think that Scotty will be able to catch up to CMP by the end of the race. He may be able to get past these guys, but in doing so, I think it's going to be taking a lot of life out of these soft tires. Otto is losing a bit of time there as well. I think he lost a bit of composure after that little off. Astro is just trying to hang on for dear life on these hards, I think it seems. Sailboat trying to get past the Ferrari driver, and that is going to be the case. Sailboat gets a better exit and will send one down the inside at this corner. Astro might attempt to switch back, but no, Sailboat covers it off very well. That's nice defensive driving by Sailboat to keep Astro at bay. However, Astro has got a better exit. The Ferrari driver trying to just weave around and in order to find a way past the McLaren driver, braking a bit late, trying to keep the nose on the inside. A little bit of contact between the Ferrari and McLaren, which is going to open up the door for the Lexus driver, Scotty, to go for a move here. I think Denz has played the strategy cards pretty well here and has possibly secured a podium here. However, it's not over till it's over. Nothing is secure until the very last lap of the race. Sailboat and Astro battling away. Astro is defending against Sailboat. This might just open up the door for Scotty to go for a double move. What a great move that is by Scotty to get past Sailboat and Astro at the same time. Fantastic move by the Lexus driver here. Otto is trying to regain composure, get back into the rhythm and past Astro. Polito and Anonyma battling away. Polito is on fresher soft tires and Anonyma, I think he just has to seal the position for now. The two Genesis guys are running in tandem, P9 and P10. Up front though, this is the battle that we're really looking forward to, is Scotty versus Gilles and Denz. Look at CMP. CMP is just disappearing into the distance here. All I think CMP needs to do here is maintain keep his tires in check and just be consistent. No need to take unnecessary risks here. Let's see if Otto can get past Astro. Let's see further back if the two Genesis guys battle it out, Taz and Anonyma. Mortal Veloz in P11 has the fastest lap right now. That is something I've not noticed earlier on. Polito is on fresh soft tires. I think he will have the advantage, distinct advantage here compared to the older soft runners here, like Anonyma, Taz and Veloz and Go. I think by the end of the race, Polito may also be able to catch up to the likes of Otto, maybe Astro. And I think we should focus our attention to the Lexus of Scotty, who is presently in P4 looking to chase after the Alfa Romeo. Scotty has quite a bit quicker there, I think, in this section compared to Gilles. Let's see if there's going to be any change of position anytime soon. I think the field is, despite a few drivers running pretty close to one another, it's rather spaced out, so I don't think there's going to be any movement made on this lap. Otto is getting closer and closer to Astro, but Astro is showing some great pace. But look at Otto's tires. They're not in very good condition right now, and there is another 4 laps to go, including this one. So I think Otto will have to do a bit of tire conservation if he wants to get to the end here. without picking up a puncture. Astro still trying to find a way past. He's really hassling Sailboat despite being on a compound, two compound harder. What do I want to say? Sorry, on a tire compound that's 2 stages harder than what Sailboat is on right now. Basically, Sailboat is on the soft, Astro on the medium. So I was trying to find a unnecessarily complicated way to say that for some reason. But this is a great battle to watch here. Sailboat versus Astro. Astro using his tires to great effect here and trying to make a move around the outside on the McLaren driver, but I think he'll have to hang back for the time being. Yes, Sailboat once again has a little snap there. Otto gets a great exit, but I think he needs to be a little bit wary of his tires here. And trying to find a hit on the inside. The last corner, Otto goes very, very deep there. That is, I'm sure, going to give Astro the advantage once again. And there you go. Astro holds on to P6. And Polito is coming into play here. We don't have a lot of laps left. Polito might just be eager to get past these guys at the earliest available point of asking. Astro defending against Otto. Polito coming into play here. Scotty has got past Gilles. Scotty will now set after Denz. CMP is a little too far ahead. So there's a lot of battles to follow here. Polito trying to make a move down the inside. Otto has a massive snap there and completely loses the rear end, and there you go. I think that is inevitable. Look at the state of the tires. They were not going to give him any grip in any case, and Otto falls out of the, not out of the points, but out of the top 10. That is very unfortunate for Otto. He's showing some great pace here, but that promotes the two Genesis guys into P8 and P9. Polito will now very, very eager to get past Astro. Sailboat's tires are also wearing out pretty rapidly, although it's in much better condition as compared to Otto here. Let's see here if Mortal Veros can make a move on Taz. The last corner, there's a bit of contact there, and the two Genesis almost come to blows. Taz almost runs into the back of his teammate through no fault of his own. Sailboat pits. I think it's just going to be a change of tires here for Sailboat, and that is very unfortunate for Taz. I think Taz will be a bit upset with Velas there for that moment. Chris will now come into play here. This is the penultimate lap of the race. Denz and Scotty battling away. I think we will focus on this as well. They have relatively similar fuel levels and relatively similar tire wear as well on the front tires. Scotty's really used these tires to good effect here. This will, I think, be the maximum that he can do is P2. I think that he's going to secure that right now. Denz very, very eager to hang on to P2. Oh, but he's made a bit of a mistake there. I think, has he? Scotty tried to find a way around the outside but could not do so. Denz still hangs on to P2. CMP is comfortably in the lead. I think will win the race in quite dominant fashion here. Scotty trying to go for a better exit here, take the shortest possible line. Gets a good exit, I think, but Denz will have him covered off for the time being here. Gilles knows that if these two come to blows, there could be a podium at hand. So I think Gilles is going to bide his time, just be consistent and wait for the two ahead of him to possibly make some moves here. Polito got past Astro. Astro is now driving a bit of a lonely race here. I think P6 is secured for the Ferrari driver. Anonyma in P7. Okay, so what's happened here to Taz? Taz, oh, there you go. He has no front tires, just Taz. There you go. Puncture territory for a lot of drivers here. Anything's possible. Look at Anonyma's front left. He's hanging on the skin of his teeth here, effectively. And there you go, Scotty and Denz. This battle is heating up. Denz trying to get back past Scotty. I think Scotty made the move at the right-hander, but Denz will be looking to set himself up to make a move at the very last corner. Possibly a bit of a dive bomb here. CMP will win the race. I don't think I'm going to give that too much airtime here. Denz, will he go for a move on the very last lap? No, I think Scotty has him covered off. Gilles, I think, will just be We got to hang on here. Dens gets a slightly better exit, but no, I think Scotty hasn't covered off. That is, Scotty did a good strategy there to finish P2 at the end there. Shield finishes P4, Dens in P3, Polito P5 after that. Allstrat, Astro in P6 despite being on the hards. Chris finishes in 7th place. Anonyma is 8th. This front left also, I think, just gave up by the end of the race. Higgsy in P9. Velos finishes in the top 10. Sailboat is 11. Sailboat was in a good position and just had to make a very late pit stop. Tap finishes in P12. Taz lost so many positions there after that double front puncture. Auto as well, just I think after that spin it was never the same for Auto. And Prime Call had a bit of a lonely race and finishes in 15th place. So there you go, that is the end of round 5 for Tier 2. Thank you very much to the drivers for a pretty entertaining race. And thank you to all of those of you who tuned in. And we shall see you soon. Thank you, take care, and goodbye.